So Ramadan has begun, and it's a period of fasting for all true Muslims. And here we are, a Ramadan under COVID-19, a Ramadan and a half, isn't it? It's quite a problem for the world. This time we're living through has been one long Lent, one long Passover, one long Ramadan. To what purpose? To what purpose is that happening? To what purpose are we living through such a time of trial? Has God visited COVID-19 on the world? Does it have some purpose? Is it meant to in some way improve us? It's a genuine question. I mean, after all, it is going to change us, this disease that is sweeping through the world. It will change everybody. And Ramadan is a period when Muslims contemplate the great existential issues, why we are here, what we are supposed to be doing. And therefore these questions are very real and very valid. We have a God who does not believe in death. And that is a major issue of itself. If we have a God that doesn't believe in death, because, one day you will wake up and the world will no longer be here, then perhaps this is one of the few ways in which God could have intervened without interfering with our free will. We were all in the process of destroying the planet, were we not? We were all in the process of exploiting to such a degree the very Mother Earth that created us that it was dying. And now at least Mother Earth has been given a breathing space. And yet this is a disease that destroys without mercy the elderly and the most vulnerable, whilst by and large leaving the young, not entirely, for goodness sake, of course, but by and large leaving the young and fit unscathed. Free will. We have free will. And this whole disease has given us time to pause. The entire universe has free will in the sense that God has taken his hand away from the universe he set in motion, he created, and he has given it freedom of action, not just humanity. So we have this situation. We all have free will, and yet this destroyer, this international destroyer, is hitting us like a steam train and making us pause in our tracks. Perhaps it serves God's purpose. It's rather like hitting the reset button on your router if your internet isn't working properly, or like restarting your computer or your tablet if that gets clogged up with too much stuff, too many downloads. Or your phone, switching it off and then on again when it gets out of sync and confused. We've been switched off, like the old Anthony Newley play. Was it "Stop the World, I Want to Get Off"? The world has been stopped. I always thought that was an impossibility. How could you stop the world? I remember seeing that play as a boy. "Stop the world, I want to get off." And everybody would freeze frame, while Anthony Newley, the lead actor, had a chance to catch up in some way. Well, we've been given a chance to catch up. The world has been stopped. The pause button has been pressed. Pollution is way down. According to some of the greatest experts in international finance and commerce, one of my sons is talking to, the situation will be like we're not going to get back again. The computers are not going. The reset is going to take a while. 2023 is the year we get back to normal, according to some international financiers who are making the calculations as to what to do. 2023, it'll take that long. This year they're writing off. Next year we'll slowly start to get back into order. 2023 before we are back to normal. And then we won't be back to normal as it was. No, it'll never be quite back to normal as it was. It'll be different. There is a new position from which we are starting out. In some ways, it's exciting. New ways of doing business. Everybody is planning to do things differently in the future. So we have the reset button hit by forces beyond our control without, so it would seem, interfering with humanity's free will. I remember Psalm 91, "You shall not be afraid of the pestilence that walks in darkness," says that psalm. Hard not to be, isn't it? Easier said than done. You shall not be afraid of the pestilence that walks in darkness. This is a plague. This is a plague, and many of us fear it. We have friends who've been lost to coronavirus, some of us. I have a friend who's been lost to coronavirus. So it's a very real threat. But it's giving us a new way of thinking at the same time. There's no problem without some sort of gift in its hands, I guess. That's been said many times. And even this vilest of problems has blessings it brings with it. So let's try and appreciate those. Let's use the time it gives us to pause and think again, and rebuild our relationship with each other and with God in a new and better way. Hopefully we can do that. God bless you this Ramadan. God bless us all this Ramadan.